Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Apostate Weekly. I'm your host, James.
And I'm Ryan.
And today we are going to be talking about an anti-Semitism law that is either getting passed or working on being passed. I've also got another story about a bombing near a Kingdom Hall. Interesting one about an obituary rebuttal, which is absolutely beautiful, I think. We also have another story about a Russian JW and extremism, and more coming up for you on this morning's show. So, with that being said, let's roll the intro and get into today's episode. All right. And welcome back again, everybody. As you see, we have the banner down at the bottom of the screen to remind everybody starting June 5th, we will be streaming to only one channel and one channel only. So use the force and press those subscribe buttons so you can get notified for the channel. And you're not coming in, Ryan.
Oopies, all notifications turned on. Boop, boop, boop,
Yes.
boop, boop.
So be sure to remember to do that. We're trying to make sure that we give everybody plenty of time to switch over for this transition. And good morning, Dad, Jonathan, Jay, and XJWMJ. Welcome to the show. And I'm sure my mom's here too. So good morning, Mom.
I'm giving your mom the finger. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How rude. That's my mother.
I was trying to tell her that I had the heart fingers for her. It's not the middle finger. It's heart fingers.
Fucking hearts.
Fucking heart. I fucking love you.
Okay, XJWMJ, the difference between Apostate Weekly and Apostate Coalition, they are two different YouTube channels.
So Apostate Weekly basically is just our news channel here, and we stream on Apostate Coalition, but we want to remove the stream from Apostate Coalition, and we want Apostate Coalition to be able to do its own news shows, whatever, and Apostate Weekly to continue to do its news program along with anything else that we decide to add. But at first it was necessary because we were so small and we didn't have any traction to kind of put us out on a couple channels at one time. But now I think it's actually holding us back. So
yeah. So and that's why we're making the transition, because we really would like to see the channel grow on its own, so that way it can get the traction it needs for the show to get out there. I hope that makes sense to everybody. But yeah, June 5th is going to be the transition on that. So also one other quick announcement. At the end of today's show, I made a new little outro for the show. So please stay tuned all the way to the end and check that out. I threw it together real quick last night. I'm probably going to make some changes or whatever, but this is my first concept of it. So we're going to give it a trial run on today's show at the end. So that, I think, is all the orders of business.
awesome. We got the back end stuff handled. And you know, actually, just to start out the show, we probably should let you know our friend Martin, who is a dear, dear friend of the channel, his son is missing, you guys. And as an XJW community, like, if for nothing else, we should be able to use our connections to push that message out there. So Martin's on Twitter tweeting about his son being missing. Please go repost those tweets. James made a video last night for for Apostate Weekly. I made a video last night for Apostate Coalition. If you wouldn't mind sharing those, make your own video or share the poster. I can't imagine what he is going through right now. So
and if you're part of the Apostate Weekly Facebook group, you can either grab the video there or grab it off the channel. If you want the poster sent to you separately. If you haven't seen it yet, just message me or Ryan and we'll get you the poster so you can share it and tweet it. And for all those that have already, thank you for helping out and doing that, because I know we have some in chat that have already helped in those efforts as well. So thank you for doing that as well.
I know Martin will appreciate it.
And if anybody
barely even texts me, he's not doing well.
And if anybody in here doesn't know who Martin Hawk is, he is a whistleblower for some of the Pennsylvania cases. He was on the news. We actually had him on the show last year after he was on the news about it. So,
James, post show right here, I'm going to put up a connection to his video. It will be right here. So at post show, I will go back, connect it. So right here, you'll be able to click that and go watch Martin's show. And he talks about shredding documents and what happened to, his children, his family, because of the Jehovah's Witness organization cover up of child abuse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing that up, because I really did want to address that on the show this morning as well.
I mean, it's a big story.
It is. And
huge what Martin has done for the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, quite frankly.
And one other thing, we're leaving out some important information about this as well. His son was last seen in Charlotte, North Carolina area. So that's the area that he traveled to go find him. So please, if you know anybody in that area, send them that information, get these videos out, get these posters out, and let's help Martin find his son.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Because it was very, very sad, because he told me his son's partner was found dead, and his son hasn't been in contact with his son for a week now. So
yeah, I don't know.
Very sad.
I don't know what it means. I'm not even going to speculate what anything means, but what it means is this young man is missing. He is only 21 years old, I believe. So his father and his mother are desperately looking for any information that you have. So yeah, no, I'm not from Charlotte, Mecklenburg, but I might know somebody who is if I share it. That's why we share things, because it's not about me. It's about who I know who might know somebody who knows somebody.
Exactly. And do you have the phone number you can show up here?
Yeah, I have the other one as well. You might have to give me a second, you guys. I'm sorry. Because one had just the 311 number, and then the other one had an actual phone number. So in my video, I did put the phone number up. I wasn't sure if one was. Okay, I'm going to tell it to you, you guys, if somebody could just put it in the chat, because I don't have this picture saved and it won't let me save it for whatever reason.
I'll type it in the chat as you say it. Okay.
It's 704 336 7600.
Okay.
And that is the Charlotte Mecklenburg PD.
So there you go. Now you got the phone number in the chat. So anybody who has any information, please reach out. Please call the police department, would be the first place to call. And then, if anybody doesn't have Martin's contact, you can reach out to me. I can contact him or Ryan. There's a bunch of us that know him personally enough that we can reach him personally to get him any information if you aren't able to. So
yeah. And if you do know him, like if you have his contact, please reach out. Even if he doesn't respond, just tell him that you care and that you're thinking of him. Like he normally responds to me, and he kind of had like a short little, and that's fine. He's struggling. I just want him to know that we are here if he needs us.
Yeah. He texted me the other day. No, Jake, that is not Martin's number. That's the police department's number for Charlotte, Mecklenburg. But he texted me the other day, and I woke up and saw the text message, and then I gave him a call, and he didn't answer at first. I left him a message, and then he called me back, and he only talked for like a few minutes because, he was on his way down there, just a distraught parent, and I totally get it. I would be just the same way if I was in his shoes. So my love and heart goes out to him.
I'd be losing my shit, y'all.
Yeah.
Honestly, like my heart is racing just thinking about if that were my child who's missing. So just do what you can, share and reach out to him, or at least, tweet him back or something. He's out there tweeting. I've reposted it so you can find his account through my tweet. Just let him know you care. That's what we're here for, right? Like, thank goodness the community wasn't really good for too much beforehand. Sorry, in my opinion. Now we have a public forum. We have thousands and thousands of us who are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who can get this message out there. And I love you guys. I think you're amazing.
And it's nice because as soon as he gave me the poster, I posted it on Facebook. I posted
it on
Twitter.
Me.
I told you. I posted it in XJW Reddit subreddit. So those forums are just all huge right there. And then when you and I were talking, you said, hey, you should make a YouTube short about it. So I went and I did that right away and got that out there. And it's been getting a lot of traction already with that. So just everybody, and I've been seeing a lot of people reposting my post, making their own posts about it, so it's been getting a lot of traction, and I want it to keep going that way because I want this to get out there as far as we can and help him find his son.
Yeah. At the very least, it'll let him know that he has family that care about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's important right there too. So
right.
anyways,
yeah, let's
go ahead and
move on to the next story here. I'm going to pull that down, you guys. But if anybody needs me to share that again, just let me know.
Yes. And again, you can reach out to either me or Ryan for any other information, and we'll give you what we have.
Yeah. Do you want to start off the show? Well, I guess we already started off the show, but we already started hitting the ground running.
I think it's time to end the show now. No.
Roll that outro.
Yeah, there you go. No, you go ahead and do your story because I got a bunch of stuff to cover. So
okay. All right, you guys. So if you have not heard,
absolutely,
they have changed. They're trying to change. I guess I should say. They are trying, and they are in the process of changing the definition of anti-Semitism. So we have had this conversation before. I won't be too long-winded, but I will tell you that the updated version of the definition is inherently anti-Semitic. Okay, I need you to understand that. The new definition of anti-Semitism is anti-Semitic. Okay. This is because they are intentionally conflating Judaism with Israel. Israel is a nation state. Judaism is a long practice of rich cultural traditions that stem back. Technically, most of these traditions that are now current day stem back to like the 500s Common Era, because unfortunately, Judea had its ass handed to it because Rome captured them. So, it took a long time for them to get their beliefs back together. But either way, you could say they go back to like biblical times, right? And now what they're attempting to do is if you say anything negative about Israel, they're calling that anti-Semitism. So what you are going to see is the news stations are going to say anti-Semitism on the rise. Incidents of anti-Semitism have gone up 500%. And that is because they are now defining me, Rion, somebody who loves everybody and wants everybody to get along and to be peaceful and for equal rights, to have an equitable world, is now anti-Semitic.
Talk about cult tactics right there. Changing definitions of words just to suit their narrative.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Oh, I want to share this tab because this is straight from, and these are in the descriptions, you guys. I suggest that you look at this. This is serious. This isn't nothing just like, oh, whatever. They're changing the definition of anti-Semitism. Hey, look, listen to me, honey. I don't like hate. So I think that probably definitions should be updated every once in a while. Let's take a little look-see at them, peek around, make sure everything's copacetic, right? Because times change. This is going like back in time. This is reverting and making things worse. Hold hold on, there's a couple of them where they denying the Jewish people the right to self-determination, example, by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor. So while Israel is an apartheid state, and if you don't know what apartheid is, we don't have time for it here. Segregation. Think segregation. There is not only economic apartheid, there is a social. They have to go through so many checkpoints. Sometimes they wait in checkpoints for days, literally days. Women have given birth at checkpoints. Okay, so this type level of segregation harkens back to the things that they were doing in the United States, just on a military level. The Palestinians live under military law. I hope you guys understand that. There is no trial. There is no okay, there is judge, but it's military law, which means they just arrest you. There's no like, oh, you have rights. No, they come to your house in the middle of the night. They arrest children. There's thousands of children in their prison. I call them not prisoners, but I would call them hostages, because if you can just take anybody in the middle of the night from their home and imprison them, that's a hostage situation. So there are thousands upon thousands, 10,000 prisoners, and who knows if some of them could be bad people, but a lot of them are probably innocent people.
And tell me how this doesn't scream Nazi concentration camp.
Listen. I have had the pleasure to meet. I will never, ever, ever. I don't even know how to say this, you guys. I did not realize how badly Arabs were painted. Not only just the Bible, in media, and I'm seeing it now. Like my eyes are being opened to how Arabs have been portrayed in movies and everything, right? And I personally would never compare what happened with the Nazis to today. It gives me the ick, but it's literally Stalin-esque, right? I don't have to say Hitler, but I could say Stalin. So if they have a problem with me or anybody else comparing with the Nazi party, that's fine. Why don't we use one of the other hate mongers like Stalin? So just by saying, oh, you can't say Nazi, you can't say Hitler, that means we're not like that at all. Okay, we have other words. We have other comparisons that we can make if that makes you feel like icky too. Like if that makes you upset.
Well, what they don't realize is two can play that game. And, especially with the background that we've had, we're good at those games. We can play them all day long.
I'm used to this stuff.
Exactly.
This is nothing new, but just peruse through this if you don't mind. There's a couple times here where they do that swapping where they're intentionally trying to say Jewish people when they mean Israel. And it's just so unfair because I love Jewish people. I like Judaism. Like I like learning about Judaism. I honestly was thinking at some point, hey, maybe I even want to convert because I just think like I enjoy like the rituals and all the rich history, right? Like that's something that I don't have as a JW, and I thought like that would be cool. But this is a whole ass mess that just really makes me. I'm just kind of sick of the whole Bible at this point because of this shenanigan.
And you have the link for this in the description for this, right?
Yeah. And I've said enough, you guys. I'm gonna stop here. You get the point. I just want you to understand how dangerous it is for them to intentionally try to. Oh, you guys, there's so many reasons why it doesn't make sense. So you're telling me you want me to consider what Israel does? You want me to keep them on an equal plane as what Jewish people do? So if Israel does something bad, you want me to conflate it with, that's what they're trying to do. That's weird. And none of us want that. That's only the Zionists who are doing that, not everyday people.
Nope. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our next story then. Are you good with that?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I've said enough. You guys, we've talked about this before.
Yes, Jake, we get deep here and then we get inappropriate. So don't mind us, okay? But if it's anything like your show, you know how it goes.
We fly by the seat of our pants, and we're okay with that.
That's right. And I have a seat and I have pants. So
I'm not wearing any.
well, isn't that just making this show great?
Oh dear.
All right. So first story I wanted to talk about. This is kind of funny, but it's also tragic in a way too. So there was this JW whose father passed away, and he had his obituary in the local paper, right? And the obituary talked about how he was a lover of his faith, a keen outdoorsman, passionate about camping and road trips to Florida, watching shows like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, and basically what you'd expect to hear an obituary about a person, right? Well, his son wrote a rebuttal to that obituary and got it posted for a little while until they took it down. Listen to some of the stuff his son replied about. And he said, there's one thing in particular that he took issue with, and the quality many will most remember him fondly, though, will be for his love and all that, right? But then he goes on to talk about how because he was disfellowshipped, he was estranged from his father since October 1st, 2013. So he wanted to set the record straight on this. And, he said, as far as the stuff that they put in there, it was accurate, but wanted to really harp on the shunning part of the that was not in the obituary, that was required by the religion, because he didn't get to see his father for the past 11 years. So
what a good dad.
I know, right? What a wonderful example of a father. So he writes this rebuttal, gets it posted, but then later they pulled that from the website because of that. But if you're going to talk about somebody, whether they're dead or not, the good, the bad, and the ugly is still going to be there, whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
Look, I get that, like at funerals, it might not be the place to air out your dirty laundry. But just because somebody has passed doesn't mean that you can't tell the truth.
I don't know. I think it would be kind of funny if somebody got up to do a eulogy and goes, you know what?
I've seen some.
This person was an asshole. They stole my girlfriend. They kicked my dog. They drink all my booze. Dog. I don't like this person.
Kissed my wife.
I mean, it'd almost be funny to see something like that happen. But
I'm sure I've seen them. I've seen some like that.
Why is there this requirement to only talk good about dead people?
That's probably some colonial bullshit. Honestly, yeah. It probably is.
I mean, I never really thought about it before, but really, why should you have to talk good about it? Because they're dead? What are they going to do to you after they're dead? They're not going to take you to court for slander.
I love it.
Exactly.
2 takes on the dead person.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
And then we should have a star rating for that person. This person gets 3.5 out of 5 stars.
3.5 out of 5 caskets.
There you go.
Tomato.
With that being said, we're going to put a lid on this topic.
Yeah, we're going to put a nail in it. Close that casket up.
Oh, a nail in the coffin? Oh, that's Kim and Mikey used to do nails in the coffin on their.
Oh, did they? Well,
yeah.
There you go. Stalin gets 1 star.
That's because he couldn't get any farther. He stalled out.
All right. On that note. But
okay. So you ready for the next?
Yes, and that was pretty much all my stories for today.
That's fine. You don't have to put the thing back up. I'm going to switch screens here. Let's see, where am I going? Here's where I'm going to go to next. I'm going to talk about Austria next. So we had another bombing in Austria, and they're investigating it. It was in the, they said, the article says it was in the vicinity of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm assuming that's going to means like a Kingdom Hall or a assembly site, something along along that line.
Be a little more vague, would you?
But they said there was a car and it had some kind of explosion. Nobody was injured. But if you remember back in August, we talked about another bomb in Austria as well. And, so this is kind of like a ongoing pattern that seems to be going on. And I don't know what is going on in Austria where people are wanting to place bombs outside or near where Jehovah's Witnesses are. As we always say, whenever we see something like this happen, we do not condone these actions whatsoever.
It's just,
if you have problems,
with you, bro?
If you have problems with the organization or the people, there are better ways to handle it than setting bombs off trying to hurt people.
God damn it, go get Morris. Homie's out here in the streets. Morris is out in the streets. Go get his ass.
Yeah, and bitch. Ryan made a want-it poster for Tony.
Yeah, wait. Actually, hold on, you guys. I can show you the picture. It was on the left-hand side there, behind the bush. Behind the bush. I gotta fix that. I'll try to fix it by next week and put it somewhere a little more noticeable.
Well, you did the short of it on the channel, so
yeah, and I put it.
You made it big to read, so
you could, because even in the cartoons where it appeared, you couldn't really read it because it was just so small.
So go check out the short that Ryan did on the Apostate Weekly channel, and you can see that poster in full size and read all of what it has to say. Alrighty then. So moving along, I have another story for you out of Russia, and this one is about a Jehovah's Witness who was arrested for extremism.
Oh.
But he was found not guilty. So we talked about this before. They found the evidence of this actually and found him not guilty. And this is actually quite encouraging in some aspects, because with the way that Russia's been going after the Jehovah's Witnesses the last several years, that the fact that somebody was arrested on charges of extremism and then found not guilty and released is huge, because they found out that there were agents actually planting evidence on this guy to find him guilty for extremism.
Really?
Yes.
They were planting shit on him?
They were planting shit on him.
Oh God. Wonder why. What the hell?
Yes. And so they also had secret witnesses who were secretly making audio recordings of their worship services.
Oh, so they had like moles basically in the order.
Yeah.
Like we had in J-Dubs, we got moles. We got so many moles as they wake up.
And they're not on everybody's faces.
Nope.
And so but like I said, that's encouraging though, because even though he did get arrested, he got let go and, was found not guilty. So that's actually very good. Like I said before, I don't want them to be restricted on their freedom to practice their religion. I never want that. I just want the restrictions to come in where their religion infringes on other people's rights.
Exactly. We just want people to be able to enjoy their life and not have to devote all their time, money, efforts to an organization it's an MLM, right? Like where people are like, oh, it's not fair that you talk about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, bro, they're an MLM who are profiting off of the backs and hard work and effort, like work ethic of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's not right. I care about the people. You care about the religion. I care about the people.
Exactly.
You need to get your priorities straight.
These people have no priorities.
They really don't, because
You know?
people will stand up and protect pedophiles and the pastors and the churches and the synagogues
Yep.
and the temples instead of protecting the children. I'm tired of it. Like, where
Exactly.
again are your priorities? Get them right.
It's not just lack of priorities, it's lack of morals.
I like that. He's been living.
That's all right, Math Pig. Live your life, man. That's
Planning
good.
a wedding.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
4
Congratulations to you.
pythons. 7-year-old and 4 pythons. Wow.
Yeah, you're busy.
I know the feeling, man. I know the feeling. I got 3 kids and currently 9 dogs and 2 cats. So
Jesus. You've got you got the partridge family going on.
I know. At least we're not the Brady Bunch.
Who am I rude? Who's rude? Who's been rude? Is it James?
I'm sure I've
You
been rude at some
him?
point. Or maybe it was you flicking everybody off at the start of the show.
I would never ever do such
Yes,
a thing.
that's what it was. See, they agree with me. They raised their hands. They agree with me.
What?
Thank you.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Put your hand down, you.
Nope. No.
Oh, I
No.
did.
All right, now you got ahead of me.
Sorry, guys. No, I know people in general. People in general.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Now there's this one other story I wanted to talk about real quick, and I'm not going to give it any validity. I'm going to
that don't sound good.
The reason why I say that is because it's something I found on the XJW subreddit. Okay.
There's always some shady boots going on the subreddit.
Right. Exactly. And that's why I wanted to preface this with saying that, because I don't know if this is true or not.
Okay.
No, please no.
Give them some birds. I'm going to give them the bird.
So there was this post on the XJW subreddit from the username is Italo Pizza, ITALO Pizza. And he says, for those who don't know yet, the Italian branch is under direct control of the governing body. They sent 3 brothers to Rome, 2 of which are Italian Canadians, and brother Patrick LaFranca has now returned to the world headquarters. We have already had these Canadian brothers to control the branch for about 10 years. And then one of his comments that he made here says, I've been here for 10 years already. So it sounds like he's actually at the branch, but this is also why I don't have anything to back this up. Okay. That's why I say just take this one with a grain of salt. He says the Italian branch is a large branch, but has internal problems. First, the governing body put the German branch to control the Rome Bethel. Then it sent the 3 brothers, 2 of whom were Canadian and Patrick LaFranc. Now only 2 of the Canadians remain. The Italian branch is moving to Bologna in northern Italy, but not before 2026. So looks like they don't have their house in order in Italy over there.
That's interesting.
But if this is true, I wonder how much of it is because of defectors inside the branches leaking out information.
This organization, if they're not careful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they have so many. Like, I just feel like they're the Titanic and they're trying to patch up all of the holes that the iceberg made. And
having a screen door on a submarine.
Right. Like, I don't know.
They're not going to
be able to get the bucket and keep trying to shove out the water. I don't know if that's going to work for you.
In their case, it's not water that's pouring in, it's shit.
They're making a submarine in like a cesspool.
Yes, that's why they're in deep shit.
Oh God. Maybe just maybe they're the ones who went on that little submarine thing to the bottom of the ocean to see the Titanic and never were heard from again.
You are the queen of wishful thinking.
If only.
If only.
Morris,
Oh.
MJ.
Morris was the iceberg.
That's so
I don't know.
Dead ahead. Tony Morris coming in.
I think he had too much insulation on him. The ice would all melt.
Is that the reason the polar ice caps are melting?
Maybe.
It's Tony's hot breath.
Yeah, well, you know, he was famous for having the match on the broadcast.
Ooh, that breath was heard around the world. That breath was smelled.
The breath heard around the world.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Tony, we miss you.
Yeah, with every bullet so far.
Somebody clip this part of the show. This is where we'll have to clip it.
Oh, really? Darn.
That was a good bit. Anything about Tony.
That's right. Anything we can do to make fun of Tony, it's well worth it.
That'll take me from bad mood to good mood.
So I think that that covers everything we had for today.
All right. Awesome. We did it.
So again, as a quick reminder, June 5th, switching over to Apostate Weekly YouTube channel only. So that'll also help, as we talked about last week, with comments, because if you're an Apostate Coalition commenting in the chat and somebody's on Apostate Weekly channel commenting in the chat, you're not going to see those two different chats from each other. So it'll help with the chat for people to interact better. Nadine, I don't think anybody's seen him for a while. Be like that. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where in the world is Tony Morris?
Where in the world is Tony Morris?
Oh, you just found it on the Italian official news outlet. Oh, really?
Oh,
do you have? Can you please send me that link? Please, I would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that myself.
Also, with that being said, with the Apostate Weekly channel, we do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description if you feel like helping out the channel in that way. All the links for our stories are in the description of every channel. Okay, thank you, Compassionate Apostate. I appreciate that. I will snatch that up from you. I appreciate that. And also, we will again be live next week with some more stories coming for you. And with that being said, that will end the show for today. Got anything else you want to say, Ryan?
No, just do us a favor. Don't forget to like and share. And again, a friendly reminder, if you are friends with Martin, please reach out to him, repost the video with the poster. And if you go to his Twitter, you can also find the poster and download it for yourself if you want to share it.
Yep. And again, if you need any more information, I've given everything that I have. If you didn't catch what I said, please reach out to me. Please reach out to Ryan. We'll get it out to you as well so we can spread this as far as we can.
Yeah.
So
thanks, guys.
Yes. Thank you. And also, everybody, please stay tuned for our outro, and we will see you all next week. Have a great week, everybody.
Listen, obey, be blessed.
Yep. Bye.